Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the Honor Among Men podcast. I'm your host, David. To my immediate right, we have
Mr. Maverick.
To my far right, we have
Mikey Mike.
Friend to the show. To my left, we have
The Irv.
the homie. And across from me, the face you'll never see, we have
Drew Younger, baby.
Yeah. One more round of applause for the cause. Man, what up, y'all?
What's the word?
It's all good. It's all good. Everybody cool, though?
Man, that's a good day.
It's a good day, huh?
Gravy.
Yes, sir.
I want to apologize to the followers.
Okay.
My allergies are kicking my butt,
Bro.
but Leon forced me to be here.
Right. You see how
Who's
sad he
Leon?
tried to get with
Bro,
that.
they might not know. They might not
You got
know.
a sound effect like, oh.
I know. I know.
They don't care. Ain't no
They
sympathy.
need a
in
shot
these
fired
streets.
one right there, though.
He tried to sound sad with it.
Word. Man. No, I'm Leon, by the way. That's my alias. It's like, no, all right.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
all good.
Never mind.
Leave
No,
that
but-
past life behind, bro.
Yeah, I guess. No, it's in the past. It's all the way back there.
Good.
Kind of, sort of.
How was your week?
My week was cool, actually. I had a pretty decent week. I'm trying to think. Yeah, my week was cool. What about yours?
You know, hey.
Hey, one day at a time, right?
Yeah, you know.
One day at
Sure.
a time.
Every day.
One day above ground.
Hey,
it's a
is
good day.
Hello,
Hallelujah. Good
hello.
Hey, it's
Yeah.
funny you answered without even knowing what happened, but being that you didn't have like an immediate remembrance of like a headache, it was decent, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Nothing bad happened.
Word.
I can dig it.
Word.
That's a beautiful feeling.
What about you, Rick? How your week was?
Oh man, you know me, man. We working on our million, trying to make a killing. No children, no ceiling.
Oh, whoa. You know what?
cut.
I don't even want to go
He
after
said
that.
cut.
Not touching that.
What's the new people saying? Pause. The young kids, you know what I mean? We might got some young ones watching. Pause.
That's out of context, but
Hey, I don't know how to use it.
No, but it's kind of in context. This brother said no children. Definitely pause with the no children.
What's your
bro.
cup say?
You know what I mean?
I just want to know. I'm blind.
Irvin, how was your week?
My week was phenomenal.
Your work. Usually I'm gonna go to work or something. I don't know.
That's all I know.
Hey.
That's
That
all I
man
know.
turned another year.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
man. I
yeah.
appreciate
Happy
it.
birthday.
Happy
Hold
birthday.
up. Round of, you know what I'm saying? Happy birthday, my brother.
He turned 32 and he feels so brand new.
32 for real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. 32. Man.
These young whippersnappers.
I don't know why I felt like you was older than that, but that's what's up. 32.
That's that Mississippi.
There you go. Here they go. Here they go.
No, that old soul, you know.
Yeah, I
You go
think
clean it up.
that. You guys accept it now. I'm like, well, all right, wow. What we talking about tonight?
That is me.
Right.
What we talking about tonight? We finna go crazy.
Man, yeah, we actually do have a really good topic, I think. So tonight, we talking about a promiscuous past, a tattered past. You know, I'm gonna read from the script right quick, and then we're gonna kind of just get it going. So, you know how back in the day, back in my day, no, you know, you didn't really want to be with a person who slept around. You know what I mean? That wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thing. But it seems like nowadays it's more accepted. And so we're gonna kind of talk about that. You know, it's gonna be a broad discussion, but that's kind of the basis. You know, and as men of God, how do we feel about that? You know, does it matter? Does it not? You know, we gonna see. We gonna see what y'all think, man. So I got a question. First question. Was you out here like? And let me just say this. I'm not. I don't have my ring on. So. But I am married. I know. We all married though, right? We all are married.
Yes, sir.
The marriage community, man.
What?
You not
I let
being
them
a good
down. I
representative.
definitely
man.
let y'all down.
Like,
My bad.
The build up was everything.
Yeah, and then I put my. And the funny thing is, I should have felt it not on my. But
Man, somebody's comfortable.
You was making ground beef, right? You was mixing up ground beef today?
Yeah, that's what it was too. That's exactly what it was, and I didn't want to get it stuck. You know what I'm saying?
In the real world.
Yeah, so I took it off. Nah, but we definitely men of God. So right now, or men of God, married men, right? Faithful married men. What Charlamagne be saying? He a member of
The faithful.
Married Men's Club.
Faithful black man.
There you go.
Something like that, yeah.
And he's be saying black men don't cheat too. All right, no response to that.
We gotta go throw him under the bus.
All right.
Crickets.
All right. Hey, I actually heard an explanation for that. Like, black men don't cheat. Somebody said it. Somebody said it, and then the person that was interviewing was like, "Whoa, you're gonna have to explain that." And their explanation was like, I was like, "Huh."
Bro, you have to tell me what that's.
Make you think. We'll talk about it after the. I don't want to really, because I can't articulate it like he did, but it was actually a pretty decent explanation.
He definitely cheated, but he had wordplay, like for sure.
Wordplay.
Hey, man, gift of gab.
It's all about wordplay, man.
all
That's
it's
really
about.
what it's all about.
Gift
You know
of
what I'm
gab,
saying?
man.
Wordplay. But in your past, that's really where I was going with it. That's really what I was trying to get to. In your past, Mike, was it like that? Was you out here like that, bro?
Yeah, I had my days.
You had your days?
Yeah.
What that mean?
Hey. You know. Hey.
We gotta decode it, like, man. Come on, man.
Right.
Look. I ain't gonna get me.
Hey. But we talking about, you know what I'm saying?
I'm with it.
Yeah, we talking about in the past. In the past, it was
in the past. Yeah, I had some fun. I had some fun, and it was some good
Fun.
times. It was some fun.
yeah.
It was some fun.
It was some fun. What that scripture say? The pleasures of sin only last. Something like that, man. I'm
For a short time.
I'm slacking right now.
I'll
Google the pleasures of sin, King James Version, and then you would know what I'm talking about. What about you, bro?
Oh man, you know I got down. I mean, cause me and you talk. You
Yeah,
feel me?
no,
You
for
feel me?
sure.
No,
I mean,
for sure.
but yeah. What about you, B.R.?
Yeah, I was out here.
You was out here, huh?
I was out here.
Out here all the way. So I'm not gonna get on me, say nah, but
You're a wild boy.
yeah,
Make
nah.
us put out.
We heard
Yeah,
so
put yourselves out
You're
there.
gonna say yeah, nah.
Very
Yeah,
foul.
but I'm. What you say?
That's very foul.
Oh, very foul. I thought you said something else.
No.
Yeah, no, it sounded like something else with foul at the end of it. I was like, dang, bro, for real? Like, it's not me? What you like, what? That's how you feel? You thought I was. What about you, Drew?
Drew to the younger.
I had my season.
He had his season. That boy said I had my
It
season.
lasted a few years, but I had my season.
A
Yeah.
long season, bro.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Hey.
Word. Nah, but I definitely was out here. Like, out here all the way. You know what I mean? No holds barred. You know what I
When I
mean?
hear out here, I think of like like people be on the track. So when y'all saying I'm out here, it's like, man, like y'all was on the track just like getting hit up, man. When y'all getting hit up,
On the
bro?
track, like,
What track? What track are you talking about?
If I gotta explain it,
Why don't you
no, I didn't know we was going that far.
I'm just saying every time
Out here on this track. You mean like the stroll? Like, you funny. No, you old school. That boy said the track takes him back to
when y'all say I'm out here.
Hey,
the
Hey,
track.
y'all, I know. Y'all done got some credit cards spent on y'all behalf. I know y'all done got clothes purchased on y'all behalf.
Man, so what did you say? That's out on the track? Is that the track?
No, but we may get there. Let's finish your introduction. We may get there, but
Oh man, well, I was definitely out here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, if that's what if that's what it is, then I probably will. You know what? I got a theory that I kind of been working on. I don't think I'm gonna divulge it like fully right now, but yeah, I was out here. It's different for men than it is for women. I'll just say that.
100%.
Yeah, I'll say that.
That's why I can laugh and still make that comparison because I know it still look different. That's why I brought up, women spending credit cards. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
We having people spending credit cards in their name.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Getting clothes, outfits. Y'all know how it go.
You know how it go.
You know how it go.
For real. A player. Hey, I was talking to my wife, was asking me like, what is a player? I forgot like exactly what scenario she was asking, but she was like, is that a player? And I was like, nah, like a player, like people misconstrue that word.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like a player is somebody that's out here. You know what I'm saying?
I say in the field.
Yeah, but at the same
game.
time, I feel like what distinguishes you is the fact that everybody know about everybody.
Say
Like
that again.
swingers.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
Whoa.
that.
What you mean then? Like
So
everybody know about
Like no
Every-
one thinks they're in a relationship.
right,
Okay,
everybody
okay.
know they not the only one.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
That's a
Okay.
part of it.
Okay, for sure.
I was nervous. I was like really? That's what I've been using the wrong terminology all my life.
Huh? Nah. So
So hold on.
Okay.
Back to your definition of player. Like that's the only thing that qualifies. Everybody knows about everybody, or all of them except that they don't have a title.
I feel like that's like the same thing. I feel like you just said it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Not
Not
necessarily.
really. Not
Okay.
really.
'Cause, like
So since you said that, that means there's levels to the playerhood.
how? How so?
Both of you guys' definition are two different definitions.
Right.
Yours is where it sounded like everybody knows that we're free game, whereas you could be a
or
player.
they may even know each other,
Huh?
and have knowledge of the relationship between each other. Like two of the females know each other.
Okay.
And know that they both actively on your team.
Oh
Yeah,
that's
on
a-
your team.
That's a high level of the playerhood. But then there's
I
a
feel like that's the same
Hold
thing
on,
as
let me-
everybody
let
know
me-
about everybody. Okay.
because he brought up a good point to where you could be a player and you didn't really inform them of your situation to where you may have a lady, you may be cuffed up, however you're still in the field at the
Right.
same time. So but to evolve from that level of playerhood, you got to be able to be upfront and say, look, this is what it is.
so
Disclose it all, whatever.
yeah, but I feel like that's the misconstrue. When I said people misconstrue the definition, I feel like you can't be in a relationship and the person you in a relationship don't know that you out here in the field. Like you're not a player if that's what it is.
No?
Nah.
Really?
Nah.
I think that's like the beginning stages of your playerism.
Maybe that's
But-
the beginning
or not even
stages.
that. There's some people that's full fledged into 20 years of doing it. Just
They got
like
a
that.
roster.
Yeah,
But-
but they got a main joint.
But your main
woman
joint
at
don't
home.
know though.
Yeah, he got 15, 20 of them out here.
Yeah, but I just
I don't
feel
think
like
that's a
you not
player.
a player though.
No, I don't think that's a play. I
I
think
think
that's
I
just,
think
But
it's
look,
levels to it.
Yeah,
I think
and a
there's
lot of
levels to
times
it.
the main joint.
I feel like that's just a scumbag. And look, don't get me wrong, because I've been a scumbag before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not defending it.
Yeah,
but-
no,
Right, no,
we're
no,
not
we ain't
defending
defending
any
it.
of
Not
it.
at
No,
all,
no,
not
no.
at
It's player scumbag. It's all
Getting the right definition.
foul. Yeah, but yeah, like as far as the definition is concerned, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like that's just like, nah. You can't even call yourself a player especially if you been hiding like that for 20 years. And low key, like I know people that I know somebody. I had a personal relationship with somebody that's out here like that, like for all their life. You know what I'm saying? Like they done had a main and others, and the main just clueless.
I think that's a Rolling Stone. That's not no.
No, you can't be.
Yeah,
That's not. That's marriage when you're dealing with a Rolling
Think
Stone.
we say that person
Oh,
playing for keeps.
Playing for keeps.
Yeah.
Go deeper with that.
Playing for keeps is like basically you want your cake and eat it too.
Word.
Like you playing for keeps. It's all beneficial to you. You don't care who get hurt. It's playing for keeps. Like
Playing for keeps.
yeah.
basketball. You playing basketball? On this
What's a Rolling Stone too?
wherever he laid his head is his home. You know, probably. You know, if he at your house, he getting busy, and he had to we go well.
Oh, we got a family cross town. That's that old school 60s.
Honestly, though, yeah.
That's that old school 60s stilo right there. Whole nother family
nother
across
family.
town.
Yeah, man.
And your pops, like you know of your pops, you got a good relationship with your pops, but he and everywhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't seen
But
that in a while.
Them men though,
I have
that was a
seen
different
that before,
family
though,
though.
like,
Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying I've seen it.
Seen it before,
Like,
yeah.
Like my friend, him and his mama got a relationship with my friend's father, but we know it's a whole nother family, and even the kids may know each other.
Yeah.
and know that they
right.
siblings. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But it's still a game being played.
Yeah.
Man.
That's when men could take care of home, huh?
Definitely cheaper to live then.
He said when men could take the good old days. I like to
Hey.
call the 60s and the 70s the good old days, even
we-
though I wasn't around.
Can we create a time machine though?
Man, listen.
I wish.
Hey, you and that alone.
I was gonna say I don't wish so that I could go have.
No, not for that. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
like,
yeah. But the good
For
old
the
days.
good old days,
No, I feel you. I'm with that. Where the woman could stay home.
Yeah. You put on a nice blue
He said,
suit.
he said, I'm still not,
wanna roll
still
your
not
blue-
touching that one.
Y'all not gonna touch it with a bro. I want a royal blue suit with a hat. Like
Okay. All right.
I
No,
need that
go.
that dress back in the
Go.
day. Like,
No, I can appreciate the
I
suits
just
back
they,
then.
man, their style was out.
Like the Roaring 20s would have been like one of my times, one of my
I'm a
eras.
Word.
Yes,
huh?
sir.
When,
every
Yes, sir.
day in a suit. Man, that's
sure.
Yes,
amazing.
sir.
To experience the Harlem Renaissance.
I was just gonna say that when that scene on Malcolm X.
Oh, word. When they had the zoo suits and they was walking, they was
Yeah, man.
strutting like they was strutting with the zoo suit on.
Y'all all agree with me because y'all all went to that moment and was like, yeah, I wish I was Jay.
Well, yeah, we
Well, I
agreed.
probably
That's
had
what
the
I'm
blue
saying.
suit
Yeah.
before in real life.
Yeah, definitely with the hat to match.
Hey, we should come to church one day like that. What y'all think?
Yeah, you can do that, man.
He said
Yeah,
you could do
you
that.
got
Rick
the,
already come to church like that.
I'm more like Bumpy
Johnson.
Johnson, who was in the Malcolm X movie. Because he looked at Malcolm X like, boy, what is you wearing?
Right, yeah.
He said, you loud.
Oh, I know who you talking about. You talking about dude from Crooklyn.
Yeah.
The dad from Crooklyn. That was a smooth cat.
You got another question for us?
He said-
You put the pressure on us. I was sweating. I was like,
Already, we just getting started.
Yeah, we just getting started, man.
let's go. You know,
Promiscuity. What's worse though, like men or women? What do you think? Or is that even a thing?
yeah, actually,
As far as promiscuity is concerned, like being out here like that.
And this from the standpoint of being saved. Before I was saved,
Yeah.
I was putting more pressure. Like I felt like it was worse for a woman. But now that I'm saved,
Meaning
I
what,
just,
though?
Like we kind of gave dudes a pass for being a player.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that was like the thing.
Double standard.
You know, It was
yeah.
a double standard. That was the thing. Like, man, bro, a player. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like you acknowledge your homie for being a player. You know what
Word.
I'm saying? Kind of celebrate.
Praise
them
them.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But then on the other side, like women, you know, you kind of like, man, stay away from her, bro.
They frowned on.
Right.
And you, oh, my bad.
No, go ahead.
But you know, I've heard women actually say, yeah, we ran a dude. Yeah, we banged a dude. Like, I've heard it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I honestly, like, my opinion, I think it's really no difference, you know. A lot of the times, and granted, it came with maturity. Now, when we were much younger, and this is terrible, but in middle school in middle school, we was already, getting it on. You feel me? Middle school, maybe the end of elementary, already getting it on.
How old is
Oh
that?
yeah, because we don't switch schools. We go from kindergarten to 8th grade.
Oh, all in
Oh,
one
wow.
school.
One school, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So I'm saying 10, 11.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
You know what
so
I'm
like
saying?
Wow.
6th or 7th grade.
5th, 6th, 7th.
Yeah,
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 exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. So
Word.
now being that young, you seeing a girl that's popular by the fellas, or in our eyes, it's like, she get around, But I believe like when you get to a level of experience, like she could be a cool chick, and she get down, and you would still try to get down with it. You know what I'm saying? Like at least me. No shame, but yeah, she'd be a cool chick. She get down, I get down, so we gonna get down. You feel me? It wasn't. Now if
You wasn't frowning on her like that.
Right.
I got to a point because I knew I was foul.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? At some point I can't tell you when. It's like, man, shoot, she a player. We all the same.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? But now if you got some type of diseases with you, then that right there is a no go.
So, but how do you know? That's funny that you bring that up. Like, how do you
Oh, just the circle.
the circle? So,
Yeah, yeah.
hey, bro, she got.
Yeah, and I've had those warnings like, bro, don't do that.
Don't do that because she got that
Yeah.
leak.
Yeah, for real.
Word. Chlamydia was like the one back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, she got that leak, yo.
So again, I think we are the same, honestly. Even though
Okay.
I know I'm aware of the double standard.
Right.
Was testing like a thing? Like, did y'all get tested back in the day? Like when y'all was out here?
What?
Is that a yes or a no? I'll say no.
No, that's really what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Word.
That's a
Hey,
girl
your
thing.
test was.
Hey,
your
nah, it's
chick-
fun.
Your chick go.
Word. It's
Okay.
funny that you
Right,
say
right.
that
You
because
good.
that's
Okay, you
definitely
good.
how I.
Good.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
Like I had a homegirl, you know what I'm saying, that, on a regular, we was what you call 'em, friends with benefits.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And she got tested on a regular. And that's how I knew. That's how I knew I was good. Like, man,
We
that's
good then.
like now we not going. I feel like I might have to drop disclaimers every now and again
Reminiscent.
after we say
Right,
something
right,
crazy. But this is all diabolical behavior.
Facts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're not in support, but what we're doing is we're building. We're starting a conversation. We're gonna take it somewhere for sure. But yeah, like. It's funny that you said that. Like that's a girl thing because that's definitely like how I felt. Like I'm not going to get tested. Now part of it was because I was scared because I was all the way out here. You know what I'm saying? And it was around the time when I don't know if y'all remember this, but the Real World. Y'all remember the Real World
yeah,
where that
yeah.
gay dude?
Yeah.
That first.
The first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Was
That
that
had-
was the one in San Francisco?
Probably
I think
was.
so.
It probably was.
That's probably why.
But
he
I
was
just
doing
know
that.
that dude had us, man, me and my home, we was scared. And he was gay, like wasn't none of us gay, but it was just like, hey, it's
Hey,
like,
you know what's so crazy though? We say that. Like I think all dudes was scared to go get that test.
Yes.
But nobody talking about it.
Word.
Nobody was talking about it, bro.
Yeah.
Word.
Like,
Nobody.
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody. Like, yeah, bro, we was, man.
And still playing roulette.
Yeah,
Off
for
top.
sure.
Off top.
For sure. That just goes to show you how, man, that's a spirit.
Man.
Like even being active in the 6th grade.
A word.
Whoa.
Well, no,
Here you go. What?
don't start.
No, go
I don't
ahead.
agree
though.
with that.
What? That's
I
not.
agree.
That's
I
not
believe-
wild.
I believe
that's
it's a spirit.
wild.
I believe it's a spirit. But
Okay.
I'm a big component of when your body get ready. Your body is actually. You start getting those emotions and feelings at
Around
that
the
age.
6th grade.
It's when you're,
No, that's just puberty.
Puberty is So
That's what he talking
That's what I'm
about.
saying.
Yeah,
What
no,
is
I'm
puberty?
saying that's the word.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like puberty, like if it's a thing, like
So it's appropriate?
it's not appropriate. No, I'm
No.
just saying it's not. It's frowned upon at that age because we don't talk. Because it's not cool for your parents to talk to you about sex. But it's cool for them to say, "Don't do what I did. Don't have sex," but not to tell you what you're actually getting into. So they leave it up to the schools, and then we like,
No, I was well informed. My OG.
Oh,
Word,
Like,
yo,
yeah.
G, like.
Oh man, what condoms? All of that. Just just that.
So
home
what was that
education.
conversation? How was that conversation? Because I'm gonna let you finish, but my OG was like, "Look, don't you bring no babies in here?
That was
That's
Yeah.
what I had. That's the
that was
Yeah.
my OG.
You bring some babies in here,
It was a fear factor.
I'm not taking care of them.
Yeah.
You're going to do it. So
Yeah.
do it. You know what I'm saying?
Figure it out.
Do that if you want to. You know, and that was that. So, well, like, how did?
I mean, I can't even remember anything about it, but us just sitting on the couch and just chopping it up. It was a
Wow.
normal day. You feel me?
Wow.
Like we just chopped it up.
Wow.
And honestly, I was talking to my old bird yesterday. I can appreciate how we are able to communicate the way that we are, and it
That's
started as
good.
a
That's
young.
healthy.
Yeah, it started as a young kid. Like my mom's was the moms that certain people in the neighborhood, like people I get done fighting would be in my dining room talking to my moms, talking about life. You feel me?
That's
Like
strong.
so that was my old
That's
bird.
strong, ain't
You
it?
feel me?
Strong, man.
Candles and got the old school blazing and just
Yeah.
allowing them to talk. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that was my old bird. Like we had that communication.
Every neighborhood need one of those too, though.
100%.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
it wasn't like she was endorsing or if you do it like this. But she was more like, look, I got that. I was reprimanded as well. I got the same warning. But she
Yeah.
like, look, if you gonna do it, this is how. You know what I'm saying? At
Yeah,
least
yeah.
have this. Now she ain't had no banana and say do all of that. But she like, this
Word.
is
I
look,
feel like that's another culture.
off top.
Yeah.
But no, she was like, make sure you wrap up.
You
Period.
know what's so crazy?
What?
I'm thinking about the situation. Like, when did I finally get like that talk? Do you know I got the talk at church? They literally passed us out condoms
Hey, at the church.
at
at
church.
church.
Wow.
At church.
Oh man.
Passed us out
And
condoms at
said,
church, like,
if you gotta,
right, if you're gonna do it, we had a whole sit down, all the youth, and had a whole like 4-hour seminar, I guess.
wow, man.
I grew up and my church was against condoms, and that's so crazy that you said the church did that because it was like a real. We had a conversation about it at church, but it wasn't more or less like it was disdain from it.
Okay.
But not
abstain.
abstain,
Right.
my bad.
Okay.
Like don't do it like at all.
Right.
And like
No,
you
because
said,
I mean,
church?
disdain is a word too, like hatred.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
no,
So I
mean,
didn't know
like,
if that's what.
abstain from doing it. Like
Yeah.
don't do it at all. Like and this, not really like I don't know. I just feel like
Don't do it.
don't do it is telling you to do it.
Okay, go. I mean, what do you mean?
I just feel like as young boys, I know me. Like my mom
Oh,
tell me
okay.
come in by the 9 o'clock.
That's
I'm
like
staying out.
that's
to
like one of
9:30.
our that's like one of the homies we got, huh? You tell me not to do it,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and I'm going harder.
But he's still living teenage years, and
Nah, we ain't gotta go there. We ain't gotta do them like that.
that's when we did it though.
Hey, but you want to know something? It got real when you saw them images of
Yeah.
the clap back.
Ooh, we
Oh
he
my
called it the
goodness.
clap back. Facts.
Oh my goodness.
Health class.
Hey, that was scary.
I thought that
bro.
stuff was fake.
Dog.
Hey, no, I looked at
Yeah.
everybody.
We had the big
Oh,
projection
They
screen
What?
popped up
in my
blue
class.
waffles.
Woo!
Man, I was like,
No Lord.
oh,
No Lord.
I'm
Now-
talking about I'm looking for any type of lump,
Nah.
whatever.
This
man.
was it. Those that class was definitely very scary, and I might be the only one because what I know is even among my friends, I was the only one that wasn't strapping up.
Oh, bro, you ain't alone. Come on.
Oh, okay.
I said
Okay.
we were playing roulette.
Yeah,
Even
roulette.
though we was
Okay.
scared.
All right, cool.
Even though
Yeah,
we had that fear of, man, I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm right.
yeah, that's
But you
crazy
still
though.
playing
Like
roulette.
even seeing the blue waffle,
Right.
Off top.
you
Off
like,
top.
yo,
I guess I lost mine after that. And then to me, I was like, man, this ain't no real. Because I just didn't believe it. And I was one of them ones, you know how the homeboys used to play you like, how many hoes a girl got? I gotta find that out.
Oh, word.
I was like, I was one of those. I was a clown, I guess, for a minute. Like, man, niggas playing me. I mean, people playing me.
That was
So I was
that was a thing.
That was a thing, though. Yeah,
How many hoes a girl got?
Yeah,
You asked that question to me. Like, oh, yeah, I've heard. He have heard.
That, man.
yeah, that was a thing.
That was
Wasn't
well
it?
before I think I was active. Like that was a question you was asking.
Oh
Super
no,
young.
no, extremely.
I wasn't
young.
even active
Extremely
when I was
young.
answering that question.
Extremely young. In fact, I was asking my older cousins,
Yeah.
so I can sound knowledgeable.
Sound like
Hey.
sound cool. You know what I'm saying?
like,
But I had no idea.
gotta go to the source.
Well, no.
Right,
The experience.
I'm gonna say it around them so they could break it down to me.
Right. So I thought I was the only one. I'm glad I was able to get that out. I thought I was square. Maybe I was. Whatever.
Oh man, nah. So definitely wasn't strapping up. Definitely was like scared. You know what I'm saying? The only conversation, like I said, that I had, and it, like I said, it really wasn't even a conversation. Mom's was like, "Yo, warning." You know what I'm saying? Whoop de whoop. Now my pops, on the other hand, man, like my pops was wild. Like he used to tell me stories like how you say you didn't get the, don't do this but do it like them. Like my pops used to be like, yo, this how you I mean,
right.
this what you do. Let me tell you. Cause you gonna be woo-de-woo. You know what I'm saying? Like you come from my stock, so you gonna be a
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So that had me like intrigued already. Like, oh, okay. Like that's how I'm gonna do it.
Hey, but you see the difference in the conversation, just
Oh,
like that.
yes.
Like your mother was
Oh,
telling
yes.
you one thing,
Oh
and your
yes.
father
And my
was more
pops.
like,
Right.
you go down.
Look,
You know what I'm
let
saying?
me
So you
tell
see the
you.
difference in that. So that was
Yeah.
a standard
Yeah.
right
That's it
there.
right
You know
there.
what I'm saying?
My pops told me about his first time. You know what I'm saying? Like this happened, that happened. You know what I'm saying? So look, don't be this how it's gonna be. Whoop de whoop. You know what I'm saying? So
I think I would be a dad that I have a conversation with my son like that, but I don't think I don't know. I just feel like I would tell him like for my mistakes.
I think at this day and
At this
age, you
point.
have to sit down and have a conversation before the world have them conversations now.
so what is
Start early and early.
what is the conversation that you have? And let's keep in mind too, like with the youth of the church, you know, everybody don't got kids.
Right.
Of us that's in front of the camera, only 2 of us got kids. So when we talking to the youth, you know, obviously when you have kids and we talking to our kids, like what is that conversation?
I think you just have to break it down to its smallest form. Like you have to explain to everybody. So like everything. I mean, like understanding now. Like when you lay down with somebody, you laying down with not just their body, their spirit,
Yeah, for sure.
everything they have in them. You know what I'm saying? So those types of conversations that need to be added to that conversation, so that they
sure.
really have an understanding of what they're getting ready to invoke on.
Yeah, you said it all. I think that's what you say. 100%. I had a conversation with the youth recently, and I just talked about playing married before you're married. Like as opposed, Bishop like to talk to us about shacking up,
Yeah.
and that not being a thing. Like that's playing marriage, and I feel like telling the youth now, like, hey, you too young to have a boyfriend. You too young to have a girlfriend. Like, focus on you.
Yeah,
And I feel like, my mom telling me, like, hey, enjoy your life. Like, you in college, go places. Like, and I look at some of my friends, and they, like, going to China and Puerto Rico and just going to different places. Like, you can enjoy yourself at a young age instead of getting involved with something that you're not even ready for. You don't even know yourself enough to be with somebody else. And that's why I'm like, at this age, talking to the youth like, you ain't ready yet. You're in high school. Like,
Right. So telling them to abstain, but it's the way that you tell them. Because what you talked about, and you grew up Catholic.
Yes.
So, and I do know, I went to a Catholic school, so I kind of know that was a thing in the Catholic Church, like, just don't do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really even a conversation. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, it's wrong, don't do it. So what you're saying is we have to, like, yeah, okay, it's wrong and don't do it, but here's why.
Yeah,
I think the kids nowadays, man, they need that explanation.
They need to.
You know, it ain't like our era no more where it's, you know, 'cause I said so. Like
Right.
our parents could pull that on us, and not even all of us, you know what I'm saying? Because some of us would take the smack and be like, why not? You know what I'm saying? And get slapped in the mouth, 'cause I said so. But
Me.
even
No doubt.
for sure, every now and again I would pull it, but them smacks was too real.
Like,
So
you get used to
Yeah.
whoopings.
Bloody lips and everything.
Now that's a thing.
Like, you get
That's a
numb to
thing,
it. You
dog.
used to whoopings. I know I was used to them.
That's a
Like,
thing.
let's go last 2 minutes.
I got
Let's
definitely
go hit
right.
it
Whipping over
38
our
times.
punishment.
You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Maybe 32 times,
true.
and then I'm
He
go
said
in my room.
32 times, and I'm going in my room. My mama got hip to the fact that it wasn't affecting me no more, man.
Yeah,
and
you got to that age.
yeah,
Definitely.
and started on another level. Like my mom's was on another level with it after she saw that. But yeah, we ain't gonna go there because I might have a flashback. So
Hashtag real moms.
no word. Hashtag real mom.
Hey, I gotta say this. You know how in Friday After Next when the mother saw Uncle Willie because he smacked her. Like whenever she saw him, she
Oh,
started.
word. Yeah. Hey.
Hey, don't start. Hey, don't start.
Hey,
shaking
no,
up, bro.
straight up. Straight up. Hey, mama. Nobody gonna hit you, mama.
That's what I just saw right now.
Nah, for real though.
Oh man.
Cause man, my mom's was real. She got it. It upset her that it wasn't affecting me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
she went
Put all her might in that thing.
Man,
Oh, yeah,
she
man.
went to tools,
I
bro.
wanted to say something on
Like,
what you
she
just
grabbed
brought
the
up,
tools
though.
of the tray. What? Go ahead, bro.
When you were talking about like being raised in the Catholic Church, I
Mm-hmm.
think to me it still shaped a lot of my ideals or my morals.
Okay.
And I
Meaning
think
what?
as a young person, when you are raised in the church and you teach a person like this is a wrong,
Mm-hmm.
no matter if your beliefs change or what type of belief, even if you change,
Because you're
in a
not
sen-
Catholic
'cause
anymore.
You're not Catholic anymore.
Mhm.
If you change, you still have that. I think that's wrong mentality. Like so,
Okay.
I feel like, and I think I hearken to the scripture like train the child in the way they should go.
Yeah,
and
when they're old.
When they're old. So when you
They
think
won't
of,
depart.
and I think that I really believe like if you tell them like this is wrong, and you build that you won't have to wait till they're a teenager for them to know this is wrong moral. So I understand there's two parts where not everybody's raised in the church,
Right.
But for people like you and I who are raising children, I feel like it's like a thing. Like I make this thing with my children. It's so like far fetched. If you lie, they immediately respond and say you die.
Yeah.
But that's so far extreme. Like it's so far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you don't gonna actually kill a child, but you're saying in the sense of they know lying leads to death now.
Right.
And it's going to be in their head. So I would only imagine when they're 20 and they think of lying, they know they're still going to have the connection.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. And I think that's what you do to people. You literally, we have so many people like movies as childs. We like, oh man, it's good to get with the girls. Like I think about House Party. That was one of my favorite movies growing up. And it was like you wanted to be like a kid and play walking the girls home at the end of the night. Or throwing a Tic Tac in your mouth or
The wood.
the wood for the ladies.
Word.
But that was the movies teaching us to say, I'm going to be out here.
Yeah.
Instead
Facts.
of saying, instead of the Cosby's where you didn't see them people go up to their room together. You didn't see
They
that
was
type of
on
behavior
that couch, wasn't they? In that living
in the
room.
living room. So we teach our children to be
Boy, I know
out
that.
there, and now we saying out there,
What you
not
say?
up there. My bad. What
No,
happened?
no, you good.
Oh.
You good. I just know the living room.
Oh, word.
That's all. we
Wait,
got.
hold on. I feel like it means something different for
Except
you.
for him, I'm
I
like,
feel like the living room is a little bit different.
It's all right. Finish your
Hey.
It's all right.
he ain't got no kids.
Oh, man.
Hallelujah.
He say mom's at work.
I ain't even about to go to it.
Don't go to it, brother. That's all right. That's all right.
I'm
We
a
know.
Player. Mom's in the back.
Bro, you not a player, bro. Oh, you mean back then?
Yeah.
He said mom's in the bag. Don't do your mama like that. You wild. All right, Mike.
I don't even know why I was
You told us. You did tell us, and my bad, dog. My bad too, cause you a wild boy.
But no, what you bring up is good. Those are principles, and I think the principles like transcends like the religion. You feel me?
Okay.
Like that's the power of principle, like morally wrong. You know, that being instilled in children, regardless to what your belief may be. So yeah, I agree with that 100%, for sure.
Creating the moral boundaries.
Exactly.
Moral boundaries. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, gonna switch gears. We still on the same subject, but you know, being that we were the way we were, how were y'all able to transition? Like, you know, that old saying, old habits die hard. You know what I'm saying? So like, was it easy? Well, old habits die hard, so I'm sure it wasn't easy. But how do you transition? You know, like, what's that light bulb that comes on? Like, yo, man, I'm out here. I need to tone down. Like, I need to, you know, reel up a little bit.
It wouldn't have been any reeling if I didn't get saved. I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you that right
Dang,
now.
Okay.
That's it. That's
I
it.
saw none of that in my future.
Yes, sir.
Not
it.
reeling in. I'm in the middle of the sea.
Yeah.
You feel me? I don't see a seashore in sight. No, it took me being saved, and with that being said, it's a transition. You know, so the Bible says we're made a new creature. We are new creatures, and that's a practice. Like that's
Okay.
every day. Every day, you know, every day we are revealed. We learn more about ourselves every day. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So especially when being saved and you in the scriptures and you're praying, you're spending time with the Lord, your convictions actually increase. You know, so I remember, you know, living with roommates, and I was, you know, life of the party as well. But I remember going to the room, cracking open the Bible, and I may smoke a blunt with y'all in about 5 minutes, but while I'm reading this word, don't mess with me. Like, I almost got into a fight with one of my roommates. Like, dog, you see me reading, and that was a real thing. And roll the blunt up, but you see me reading. Don't have no music blasting right now.
Yeah.
But my convictions changed, even without me trying to change. But when you're spending time with the Lord, when you're in His Word, it's inevitable. You know, and that's just what it is. So when you're spending time with God, becoming more like Christ, your convictions are going to change. Your behaviors are going to change. And then, like, yeah, it took some time, but there was a time when, you know, I was young in the Lord, and it was like, look, baby, I can't have sex with you. And, you know, we could be watching a movie and she could be ready to get down with the get down. And it's like, look, baby, I can't even do it. And they're respected, of course, but yeah, I've been there. But you as an individual, like me, and I still, you know, have to, you know, spend time with the Lord and pray and fast. Like, yeah, but you got to take the responsibility, and you got to have that fear of God in your heart itself, yourself. You know what I'm saying? But that comes with spending time with God.
Yes, sir.
Period.
Word. So, what do you do? Like you're saved. What do you do? Like when the temptation comes, or like you said, you know, you in there with old girl, y'all watching a movie. You know what I'm saying? Is it just that simple? Like prayer and fasting?
It's really like you gotta have them scriptures in your heart. And I know
Okay.
it's like when I first, I can't remember exactly what verse or book is in, but when he said you sin with your eyes, that was scary. Like,
Is that the Beatitudes?
The lust,
yeah, like that was scary enough.
to lust upon a woman, you've
Yeah.
already committed.
You've already committed
adultery.
it by your eyes, like just that
In
knowing
your
like
heart,
that,
yeah.
just that quick I could sin.
Yeah.
That's gonna stop me from going any further. Like every time, like you catch yourself, like, oh no,
Yeah.
I can't be doing that.
And you
know what
gotta
I'm
know
saying? Keep
yourself,
them-
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel me? Like,
Okay.
you gotta know yourself.
What you mean though?
Like,
Yeah.
baby, after this time, I turn into an animal.
Hey, and we can't.
Yes, sir.
You can't
You
be
know
in
what
my
I'm
crib.
saying? Like, I stopped following certain women on social media. Like, because, boy, what? DM. Ding dong. You know what I'm saying?
That's the DM sound.
No, that's just the doorbell sound.
Oh, word.
Knocking at the door.
Come on through.
You know, but we have to know ourselves. We can't fool ourselves or deceive ourselves. We know what we like.
Yeah.
We know what we want.
Yeah.
You feel me? But our desire, man, our desire to please God just has to be more. We gotta want change. We gotta want more. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what happens when you pop the top.
I think another thing that for me, I used to like to go out to the club heavy, and the idea of a wingman was like a real thing. Like if two shorties and they were bad, and I'm going somewhere with this to answer your question,
Mm-hmm.
but if it was two shorty, one was bad and one was not bad, take one for the team.
Yeah, that's a thing.
And all right, bro, you gotta get the ugly one this time, maybe. And I think that's the same thing when when you're trying to live right. You have accountability partners. Like, look, my man.
Okay.
I think about two of our friends, and they live together. They were roommates, and they were like, "Nah, bro, you can't be shutting the door. If she can be here, but no door shut." And then that just it helps you say like, that is wrong. Let me straighten up. Or
Sure.
hey, let's pray. Look, we here together. Let's all, we feel like it's that time.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get crazy. What we normally do on Friday nights. Let's make Friday night for the next month 8:00 while we about to start pre-gaming prayer time. Let's get together and we pray. And I changed my ways. So like what I look at Fridays now, and when I was out there, hey, I'm finna get ready to go I'm about to go dance. Now I'm like, I don't even think about it on Fridays no more. And I think about the transition. It was kind of like smooth to me because I felt like it was replaced with something else.
Okay.
So when you replace your devices with something else, you're able to say, that's no longer my device because my habit was met by something else.
Yeah.
So to me, I was like, all right, well, I'm still hanging out with somebody. I'm still out with people.
Yeah.
So I'm not left to my own devices. I'm not just sitting in the house like thinking. Because then you start when you're in the house, and idle mind is the devil workshop. When you're in the house by yourself, you like, I can't go nowhere. I mean,
Yeah, like
we got
you
these
said,
smartphones
you gonna be in them
now.
DMs. Yeah, you can be in no girl
And
DM.
you know what? I think alongside that, your desires just change.
Yeah, the more you're in the Word, the more you're communing with God.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
Your desires change.
That's a fact. But you touched something real important when you said replacing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can remember years ago we had a men's Bible study, and that's kind of what we low key talked about. Like, how do you change? You know what I'm saying? Your habits, and you have to replace it with something. You know what I mean? And so you have to replace it with the right thing. You know, so that's so important. You know what I'm saying? When you embarking upon that new relationship with God, old habits definitely do die hard. I remember, when I first got saved, it took me a minute, man. It took me a minute because I was so highly sexual, you know what I'm saying, that, man, I had to like, I don't even know, but it was crazy for me. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy for me. I was still messing up. I'll just put it like that. Like I was still messing up, big time. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a process. I didn't have that knowledge to where, I got to replace this. You know what I'm saying? I was just going to church on Sunday, going to church on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? And that was enough. Granted, I got saved at a super young age, you know what I'm saying? But that's kind of still no excuse. But it just took me a minute to understand, like, okay, you gotta wise up. You gotta replace these habits. You can't just go to church on Sunday and then Monday through Friday do you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask y'all a question for a minute real quick? What's the scripture? Is it desires of your should be towards your wife or towards your husband? What's the Bible say? Is it the husband or is it to your wife? Like the desires should be towards. Because when you were speaking, I'm like, yeah, that's the thing. That's what rung in my head. Like when you out there and you get married, then you be like, I feel like God don't put nothing in there for like no reason. Like why would He say? Why was it said the desires of your heart should be for your spouse essentially? I can't remember if it was husband or wife or what the
I think it
word
was
actually
both.
says. But I'm like, it's in there, and I'm like, when you spoke earlier, you were saying like it's a spiritual thing, and spiritual warfare is so like we so logical in everything that we do. We like, let me just think this way, and some of the stuff that be attacking us, we not even ready for, because we thinking so logical. So like, the desires of your heart should be towards your significant, your significant other. I'm like, why would that? And I think about like Peter teaching Timothy and stuff like that. Like younger people being taught by older people, or certain things that's said in the Bible. It's sad it's in there because we gonna stray, we gonna do wrong, and in order.
Genesis 3:16.
Yeah,
Which it is.
that's where I'm at too. Genesis 3:16. You gonna read it? Oh.
I didn't really have it up.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
But essentially, that's what it
What
said.
is it?
Genesis 3:16.
Okay.
You go ahead, bro.
I just feel like it's we get out here and then and then when we get married,
Mm-hmm.
and then like the life of, because to me I guess it was like it wasn't a lag time for me. When I mean like I was dancing out there and then I was married.
Oh, okay.
And part of my married life was still I still had that urge to want to be out there dancing, and when you're today's type of club dancing. When you're dancing at the club, your desires are going to be for other women because you're actually
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
like with that other woman at that moment.
Yeah.
In the sense, like the way you should be with your wife, and I just feel like the desires of your heart should be towards that person. And I'm like, why? I get it, because you said you can be lusting at someone else, and like you brought up in I think Matthew chapter 5, it was the Beatitudes, and essentially like sinning essentially for somebody else. Like I'm sleeping with her because I'm thinking about it.
Right.
I'm here with her. I'm amped, essentially. So I just feel like, my bad for cutting you off, Dave. But I just
No,
like,
you
it
good.
was
You good.
You
just
pu-
in there.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
The word, like sometimes the word will convict you and you ain't even there. Like okay.
It will. I had no desire in being saved. Like,
Huh.
I can't even emphasize, and I'm thinking about how did I change. Like I had no desire. I was just reading,
Mm-hmm.
twisting up L's, reading,
Yeah.
chicks on my lap, reading. Like
And
That was
eventually those habits kind of just fell off the more you read, or what?
yeah, no, 100%. Like again, I had no desire to. I want to be a part of the body of Christ. No, I was reading, literally taking notes. When I would come to church, I was still taking notes, and man, like. That's what it's going to take. You got to spend time with God, man. You have to spend time with God. And that's what I was saying. Like, your desires will change. And then you'll understand that you don't need X, Y, and Z for you to feel happy. Like, I remember I didn't think I could have fun without being drunk.
Yeah, huh?
That was like
That's
a
a
real
thing.
thing.
And that was a real thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, I ain't going to get buzzed. Like,
Right.
at least.
Like you didn't feel like you could like I didn't celebrate if that didn't happen.
Bro, I
Word.
like, if I'm not
You know what
getting
I'm
drunk,
saying?
like, what is it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
how, like,
Yeah.
But
Marijuana
again-
was definitely my drug of choice. I
That
drink
too.
a little bit, but I definitely can attest.
Yeah.
Like, if I wasn't intoxicated, like, what am I doing?
you know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
But the
Fun.
desires, man.
Yeah, it's the desire to do better, do more. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Like them watch night services for me. I was like, we gonna be in church.
Hey, on
Oh,
New
yeah.
Year's
Like, you
Eve.
know what you
Hey,
supposed to
that
be doing? We ain't gonna kiss a girl at 12 o'clock. Oh, that,
Nah, you wasn't the only one.
oh, okay.
Man, what? Like I left watch night services and had a party at the crib.
See,
They blowing our phone up like, where y'all at? We on the way.
we on the
know what
way.
I'm saying?
About to get out of church right now.
Man, real
That
tough.
was a thing too. Go to church still.
Man, yeah. I was just telling bro,
So-
oh yeah, I bring everybody to church. We'll still be smelling like last night.
Huh.
So
man.
you saying like it's a process, but it's so subtle that
When-
you don't even see yourself changing.
Wow.
Yeah, you're not.
It's
you-
so subtle.
You're not gonna see us when you're changing. You're not gonna see it. You're not gonna see it.
Word.
It's gonna be that moment when you look back
Yeah.
and see your responses
Reflect,
to this,
yeah.
your behaviors to that. And
Yes,
it's like,
sir.
dang, I don't act the same. Dang, last Friday I didn't. Dang, you know what I'm saying? So And sometimes we beat ourselves up like, I'm not changing. I still look the same. Yes, you still look the same, for sure. But I'm telling you, when you just keep moving forward, keep progressing, and look back, you can be like, man, I am not the same person.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what
Word.
scripture comes to my mind?
What's
What?
that?
Draw nigh unto me, and I'll draw nigh unto you.
Oh,
Word.
yeah.
The Lord said that.
Word.
So
Word.
that's a guarantee.
That's a guarantee.
Guarantee.
Absolutely, absolutely. I actually love that scripture. You know, if you draw nigh unto him, he will definitely draw nigh unto you, because it unfolds like the intimacy that is required. You know, like you say, or like we all really been saying, you know, commune with God, prayer, you know, reading your word, you know, even fasting.
Oh, yeah.
Those are times of intimacy. We don't necessarily look at them like that. You know what I'm saying? But when you're in your word, that's what that is. That's you and the Lord's time. You know what I'm saying? That's his way, you know, of speaking to you. People want to hear audibly from the Lord, you know, my child,
Right.
do this, go here. But one of the main ways that the Lord is going to speak to you
In his word.
is when you crack that Bible.
Yes, sir.
Like, that's one of the main ways, you know.
And one thing Mike said is having those like-minded people around you.
Facts.
You know, that's what it's going to take
Yes.
too as well, because
That's important.
So I said I was during my transition, you know, had roommates still doing their thing. Like, the Lord literally separated us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, put me in the middle of Mesa. In fact, I thought I was being cursed, because though I'm trying to be saved now, the enemies I just got into a fight with 2 months ago, they ain't saved. When they see me, they still want my head.
Word.
And I'm in the middle of Mesa, and I'm talking about they stay on the same block. I had
Word.
to ask the Lord, like, Lord, what are you doing to me? Like, what are you trying to do? You know, like, I'm literally in the wilderness.
Word.
Trust that take.
Huh?
You know how much trust that take,
Bro, I didn't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? With my, you know, I was sleeping in my car in hotels and on couches. So the spot I got, I really didn't have a choice. But
Word.
again, yeah, it's like, okay, Lord.
Yeah.
Like,
You
The
know,
Lord will
at the
put
same
you there.
time, for
The
sure.
Lord will put you in that spot.
You
Like
know?
you said, like I don't have a choice
But you know,
but to trust you. Like,
yeah, but
whoa.
the trust, but that desire, like he knows how to separate you from people too, and you won't even have to do it. That's what thing that blew my mind. Like, I didn't have to say I'm going to stop being around X, Y, and Z. I'm going to stop going here.
Yeah.
He just, man, the phone stopped ringing like it used to. You know, I didn't want to do it eventually. You know, it's I can't even like put it in words. That's how I know
Yeah.
it's just the Lord.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the power of God. I couldn't do it. I'm not that smart whatsoever. Like, not that strategic.
Yeah.
But for the Lord to, you know, really have a fence around you. And you said trust the Lord. The Bible actually says if you trust the Lord, he'll make you like Mount Zion, to where you have, the Lord will be the mountains around Jerusalem for you. You know what I'm saying? If you trust him.
Word.
If you trust him.
And that get to the point of, like, you know, we hitting them with scriptures tonight, but so you hit it with the scripture. It'd be I'd rather you not be hot. I mean, lukewarm.
Right,
Either be
right,
hot or
word,
cold.
word.
So you know, if you're gonna be out there in the world halfway sinning, sin. Or just live
You'll
right.
get the same
You're
result.
gonna get the same result. So you're like, man, I gotta do it.
I hear you.
I gotta
Right,
do it. So
right. I hear
and
you.
Bishop used to say that a lot. I'm like, man, I want to be out here, and he would just say it. I'm like, you're right, man.
Right. That's why I said I keep that scripture would always pop up. Like, man, I sin with my eyes. Am I gonna keep going with this?
Yeah.
Like, how deep am I finna go? Let me back up right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's that man. These are all great points. You know, the word definitely talks about how you can't serve
Two masters.
two masters. You will love one and hate the other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you will. So you can think that, you know, oh, I love God. You know what I'm saying? I'm in church. I love God. I do this. I do that. But the very moment that you succumb to that sin, the very moment that you practice, I'm using that word, the very moment that you practice sin, you hate God. It's the word. You're going to love one and hate the other. It's not either or. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to love one and you're going to hate the other. And so at the very moment that you are, succumbing to that one or being consumed by that one, it's automatic.
I'm glad you said that, because I actually brought that up to somebody, and the question that I got was, so if I mess up, am I damned? And I'm like, nah. Why would you think that? And I think that's
practice. Right.
People think if they slip up, they can't come back. And I'm like, you made a mistake, and let's get back. Let's hop back on.
It's all about your heart. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely where your heart is. You know what I'm saying? Because if you out here and you don't care,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Reprobate.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to suffer the consequences. But we wrestle with the flesh. You know what I'm saying? The flesh wrestles with the spirit. You know what I'm saying? So,
Where are you from?
Who?
You.
Oh,
You said wrestle.
Wrestle.
I like
Detroit.
that. I ain't never heard you say it like that. I mean, I guess I never heard you say that word. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
you got the country in Detroit a little bit. That's my bad. I don't know.
Detroit does have a little.
Everybody from
Southern
Alabama
back,
or Mississippi or something.
Honestly.
You know what I'm saying? Or Hattie Mae and them.
So, but dig this. Considering the fact that we all had our own journeys, right?
Okay.
We all know what we've experienced, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all know the difficulty and the challenge that was before us during our transition. Challenges now as well, but especially during our transition from, being out there and being saved. Back to what, Dave, question was, do we penalize someone else for them, being who they were?
I wouldn't think
That's
so.
an excellent question.
So who they become new creatures.
No, and I hear you, and it could be easy to say though. So
Yeah.
that's just like with the body count. That's just like
Absolutely.
all of those.
I think I'm one of the people that are I'm very judgmental.
I think we all can be. And I'm going to let you finish, but I think it's easy, to be like, you a new creature. We some new creatures. But you can find yourself even on this side.
For sure.
Being like, man, she out here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm different.
Or he out here.
I feel different because I know where I came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I had no control over the stuff I was doing. Like, I
Yeah,
was just,
you did.
you know
Pretty
what I'm
much.
saying, on
None of us
autopilot,
did.
You know what I'm saying? So for me to be jumping down some woman's throat because of what she was doing, she didn't know what she was doing either.
Right. And you want to know something? I think about Music Soul Child. He said,
Man.
I wouldn't care if you was a prostitute.
I
And
knew. I'm telling you,
Didn't
I
you just talk to
knew
me
you
about
was
that?
going to do that.
Didn't we just talk about that?
Man.
When I was preparing the notes for this show, I was like, Rick gonna talk about that music.
'Cause
That
that's
Music
that
Soul
was my
Child
song.
album, that album
fire.
changed my life.
Fire.
I know
That was my life.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he
yeah.
was singing like different
Yeah.
chapters of my life here, bro.
Like at that time when it came out, that was definitely my life.
I think
Right.
still today as a Christian, me personally, I'm just still judgmental. And I know it. And I know it's not. But it's not right.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And I can
wait
admit
to
that
acknowledge
myself.
that, brother.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
100%.
It's not right to be judgmental and to say certain things. But I know I think in a double standard. And
Okay.
And to answer your question, like, would I still judge my significant other of the past? I don't think I want to know, because if I know, I think of it, or it's still. It's there, even if you say I forgive you for it, or throwing in the sea of forgiveness. I'm like, how that work? I know we can read it in the scripture, but I'm like, I don't know. I just got a good memory. Maybe
Word.
I need amnesia for 4 hours or something like that.
I think that's just one of those things that the Lord does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you will rack your brain trying to figure out, how am I going to forget? I think one day you just kind of look up and you haven't really dwelt on it.
Bother you no more.
Yeah. But he touched on something. So body count. Like, do we all feel that way? Like, do you care to know?
I
your significant other's body count?
Me personally,
What's funny
Go
is that when we really didn't talk about it. My wife and I, my now wife, beautiful wife and I, didn't talk about that. Yo, I gotta
put
say
it
that,
in
bro.
there.
You
We
know what I'm
with you.
saying? Gotta say that, bro. We didn't really talk about who we've been with until after we got married, and she asked me straight up. She was like, "Do you want to know?" I said, "Nope."
Yeah.
Because I already knew myself. I'm very like intuitive and investigative and digging deeper and everything. That would just take me to a place that I didn't want to go.
You don't need to go.
No, I don't.
Right.
Like I'm married to her now. Like, what does it matter? She was me.
pressure.
She's mine and I'm hers. So what does that matter? So
And you want to know something? Oh, my bad.
no, I don't.
I'm with you.
I don't even know.
I think that's childish.
really?
What is?
Really asking a woman or a man their body count. That's childish to me.
You know what? Since
Okay.
this word body count just been coming up lately, I didn't even know that was a real thing.
Until later.
it is.
I didn't know that people
sure.
ask like, "Hey, how many
people have you slept with?"
That's
Word.
weird.
That's crazy. That's crazy. It's definitely crazy to ask that.
Weird.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Now, this is the thing that comes to my mind that we have to consider, and it's not just in fornication. It could be, anger. It can be maybe they were abused as a child. These other different factors. The one thing that an individual would have to consider is, are they still affected
Okay. Can we
by
go there?
their experiences?
Can we go there? Because I think
That-
Brandon
hold
said
on,
it
hold on,
earlier.
Hold on. I got you. So rather than, okay, how many people they slept with, the question is, are they still affected by it now? And are you willing to deal with, assist, help, in a marriage?
So can you talk about some of the ways that somebody could possibly be affected by, you saying like past sexual relationships, right?
Just whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Relationships to where they were always, maybe they were abused, and it doesn't necessarily mean physically, but maybe abused in words. So now they take everything, they're in a defense on everything, or trust is a big issue because an individual was cheated on constantly. Trust. Now they want to know where you're going, how long you gonna be. No. Who is that? It's like, this your family house. You know what I'm saying? Just making an example.
Yeah.
Like, but it's so many other factors that we have to consider when we are engaged in a relationship with an individual. It's like, are they still affected now by it? And then we have to be able to see the signs and make the decision to say, I'm willing or I'm not willing. And you're not wrong for saying I'm not willing.
Okay.
You are not wrong. But if you say you're willing,
Then you gotta be willing, huh?
You gotta suffer everything.
Ooh wee.
You know what's funny is that
Message.
What?
Go ahead, bro. My bad.
he was saying that you got to think about the past. So when I was dating my wife, she told me about her previous marriage and the abuse and the cheating and all that other stuff. In my mind, I was like, I can deal with whatever comes, but it's different, when you actually experience it.
Oh yeah.
And so, like, we get married and everything, and I'm seeing all these things come out, things that granted I didn't see when I was dating her.
Right.
And so it really took me back. Like,
I mean that were a result of
the
previous marriage.
Well, marriage and previous relationships and all that other
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
So I literally had to go to the Lord and ask the Lord to give me wisdom and give me the strength to, like Mav said, aid her, because now I'm linked to her. Like, it wouldn't be right for me to say, oh, you got these issues, I want to back off, or when I need to walk away. No. I said for better, for worse, through sickness, through health, as long as we both
you
shall
touching
live.
on something real good.
So
because it's great, when you can know, the things that you are gonna be dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But there's no way for you to know everything.
Right.
And then even in your case, you can know something and be like, okay, I got you. I'll handle that. You know what I'm saying? Or I can handle that.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you in it, and it's a whole different story. Like, whoa.
Now dig this. I have a question.
Okay.
Because my philosophy says the signs are always there. Now they're not always blatant and in your face.
Absolutely.
But I honestly believe that there are some indicators. There are some signs.
That's 100%
They may be very
true.
small though. Very small.
No, that's 100% true.
You're correct, but sometimes you know how it is. You don't want to see those things. You're thinking that
100%.
they're not
Or
that big.
You can't. Sometimes you just can't pinpoint it and don't know what it is.
Word.
Right.
That's another. Those are the two things. You
Right.
ignore them,
Yeah.
or you just don't know that that's a red flag.
Right.
And-
And you never dealt with that before.
You know what I'm saying?
That normal,
I can agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I can agree.
I think
So-
also people experience life as you grown with them. I think a great knowledgeable man, he's sitting at the table, the host said something to me and it rung.
You could have kept it vague, brother.
Right. I was like trying to figure a way to go. I was like, forget it. But you said something to me that I rung home with me. I maybe in the beginning of our relationship, one thing worked, and then now it don't work.
Things change.
Things
That's
change.
facts.
People
so
change.
people
People
change in some of
Yeah.
our experiences or women experiences or our male experiences at year 1 may be different at year 3, in year 9, or however long you make it.
Yeah.
But when in making it, I feel like you still gonna have you still gonna be you, and you still gonna be yourself, and certain things about yourself which you are accustomed to or not accustomed to, it's gonna come out, but it's about the way you respond and respond to something. Like if I found out now, like my wife was out there. And we've been together for 8 years now. If I found out she was out there, married for 8 years, if I found out she was out there, I would be like, I think I'd be pretty upset.
Okay.
And I think just from the mere fact that I grew up with the idea like, nah, my girl can't be with all these cats. And I think that's still, like, even though I'm Christian, I feel like that's still kind of like embedded in me. I still was raised urbanish. I
Okay.
guess.
So,
Yeah.
but what do you do? What do you do? You would still be upset.
No, you can.
but
You can be
can't
upset, but you can't.
Okay.
You can't like threaten divorce. You can't threaten. Oh, I'm gonna leave you. But I think being upset is a real thing. Like,
Yeah, no,
And-
I can't discount that.
I think people being upset is like a norm, but you have to know how to deal with them, and how to be mature in your response. And
Absolutely.
being mature in your response is, even if you mess up and you respond the wrong way immediately, you still correct your response.
That's it.
So
Nothing wrong with that.
if so, I think like with this whole situation, when you find out something that you don't want to know, or your wife's body count, quote unquote, you actually just got to be like, well, even having a body count yourself, you got to be like, okay, why? And I think what
Does
Brandon
that matter,
said,
you
why,
mean?
Yeah, why does that matter? Like
Yeah.
Andrew was saying earlier, like when you think about it, like why does that matter? But to me, I think it mattered from the sense of what Brandon was saying earlier. I'm a person that believe that when you lay down with somebody, you connect not just physical but spiritual with them. And I don't think I don't think we supposed to believe in spiritual ties, but I think there are some connections that still stay connected with you. That's hard to shake. And we say, oh, she got history with another dude because she's sad, and we're not really giving them its reverence. We're not giving the correct verbiage to it. I think we should saying she got an issue instead of saying she's dealing with spirits.
Do you remember your point?
Yeah, I was actually writing stuff down too.
all right, dope. I know I was just thinking to myself, like, I'm gonna need a pen to be right because I'm forgetting everything.
Me
but,
too.
Go ahead, bro.
But one thing myself, I think that kind of molded my frame of mind when it comes to how insignificant a body count is. I consider myself experienced, so being with a woman who hasn't experienced life herself is unrealistic to me. It's not real. Now, she may not have had sex because there are people that grow up in the church, they may not have had sex, but man, they may have had some crazy thoughts. Like thoughts running wild in your mind can make you do some foolish things. It can make you act out, and not even so much in a sexual manner, but you can have an attitude, or you can be obnoxious. Like there's 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 so many other results of the sex being the core of it, but it's not always, ooh, I'm gonna go have sex. It could have been they wasn't able to have sex and they acted out. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, it's so unrealistic. Excuse me. Even if a woman said they didn't do X, Y, and Z, in my mind, and this is just the way I think, woman, you did something.
She lying.
Ain't like a rule, add 3 or something like that.
And it don't even got nothing to do with the number. It's just like, man, I know what I did. So I know you did something. We're in the same world. And you may not, even if you didn't do it, I know you didn't thought of it, and you didn't did something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's actually science, and I don't know, I'm not going to claim to know exactly what it is, but I do remember reading that, like, there's science behind when you have sex with someone, there's a chemistry that happens between you and that person. So, and it was just to kind of comment on how you said spiritual ties. Like, I personally am not sure. I don't claim to know everything about the Bible. There's a lot of stuff I don't know, but I personally am not sure if the Bible does even support soul ties and all that. I don't think it does. But once again, there's science that speaks to the chemistry that happens between two people.
They said like I've seen that what you're talking about. They did an experiment.
Yeah.
And it was like a room full of people. 2 people in the room had slept with each other. No one else knew that they had slept with each other. And they had the other person walk in the room. And the person really reacted and felt like the person walked in the room. Like, just started looking around like, man, what just happened in here? Like, the chemistry changed in the room. And they said that was the energy from them having sex.
That's so the word don't. Oh my God.
He said, "Don't use that word, energy."
Aura, energy, vibe. I'm like,
I'm telling you what they said.
Yeah.
they be mixing stuff up. They trick you. They code switching like.
Here he go. But you want to know something though? And I hear you, but even beyond that, I think having intercourse with any individual outside of marriage, it just opens up the door.
All right.
To other spirits as well.
All right. All right.
That's because if you think about it, even in ancient times, in Corinth and so many other cities, like they would have orgies as a form.
I was going to say they were so wild.
Yeah. It was a spiritual experience. You know what I'm saying? To have orgies. So you can't tell me that them having orgies back then for a spiritual experience didn't change the fact that if we are having orgies right now, not so much for a spiritual experience, but to release, it's the same effect. It's still going to open up other doors for other spirits to enter in, and who heck knows what spirits you done open up the door.
I've definitely seen it. Like when I was in the Army, one of my buddies, he started messing with this young lady, and she was known.
I felt like you was about to call her something else.
No, I definitely wasn't.
Okay. Let's say messing with this. You know what? No, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
She was known to be like a high-tempered, anger kind of person, angry. And after he had been dealing with her for a while, I realized like he was always on edge. He was always angry. And like later on, I didn't tie 2 and 2 together. It was like, man, that's because he started messing with this girl who was always angry. So he became an angry person.
But I dig this though. Now,
but they only had a sexual relationship. Like he wasn't going to the movies with her or anything like that. It was just a sexual relationship. And I realized like now, and I know like, man, that was because he was messing with her, and she was angry.
But think about
how many of anger could have been on her and.
But think about this.
Passed on to him.
Think about this. Think about, not to make you reflect, but hypothetically speaking, you have homegirls that you entertain, on a regular,
You
or
being-
you frequent on a
Yeah,
regular.
super political right now. I can dig it though.
right.
Go ahead.
You
Go
know,
ahead.
Homegirls that you frequent on the regular. You may not go to the movies. You may not, watch Netflix. You may not go out to dinner and eat.
Mm-hmm.
But I still believe you spending time with an individual, for one, you're going to communicate at some level. It may not be a lot. For everyone to know she had like a bad attitude, that says a lot. And then for him to still deal with the individual, knowing that anyways, I know what he wanted. We all know what we wanted. But you spend enough time with an individual, you never know what you may
That's true. That's true.
grow accustomed to, or how you will be influenced, I should say.
Okay, there
You
we
never
go.
know. And it could be a short period of time. And yeah. Not to discount what you're saying,
no,
but,
I definitely
but just
understand what
spending
you're saying.
time with an
Yeah.
individual on the regular for however long it is.
Yeah.
Man, we're influenced by every experience.
True.
We're influenced by people we don't even know.
That definitely ties back to what he said. That intimate relationship with the Lord. You spend
Word.
that time with Him.
Yeah.
It don't change.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's dope right there. Yes, sir.
And you know what? It doesn't even matter whether you're rolling up a blunt initially.
Hey,
You know what I'm
hello.
saying? You may read a chapter a day. You see how quick it is, though. But
right.
you feel me?
Spending that
Yeah,
intimate
because
time.
eventually that blunt gonna go away. You're gonna be like, man, let me
He's gonna
stop.
be on this page.
Let me
Like,
not. You know what?
There thou.
right.
This kush ain't even worth it.
That's good.
That's good
though.
stuff, though. Yeah.
For sure. So, asking about the body count is childish.
Very.
We all agree on that one.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, the subject can come up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The subject definitely can come up.
It done came up.
I think that's something from the social media age.
You
I think that's something that came with that, because I really don't remember hearing about this until the last few years. Like, now it's a big thing, body counts. So I think that's something social media has put out there that's really making people depressed even more. You know what I'm saying?
But I think you can have a situation. I mean, Drew, and I'm not trying to put nobody out like that. I love you, my sister. But, you know, she asked, like, do you want to know? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it could come up that way.
That's true.
It
that's true.
could come up that way. If your wife asks you, do you want to know? You're gonna be like, nah, I'm straight.
Yeah, she was like, I find it funny that you never asked me while we were dating,
Okay.
and you still didn't ask me after we got married. I said, for me, it's not. I mean, like, I think one of you guys said it. Like, I knew what I was doing,
Yeah.
and
Handles
you know,
burning.
and just like I told my parents, you know, they were like, you know, when they found out that I wasn't a virgin anymore, I said,
I thought you was about to go somewhere
Yeah,
else.
that was so wild.
What?
The way you segue, like just like I told my parents, like, whoa, bro, what did you tell? What did you tell your parents?
Pause.
Right, cut. We're gonna edit that part out. Nah, no, but I was saying, like, if your wife asked you, you like, nah, I don't care.
No, it doesn't even matter to me. Like
Yeah.
she asked, she hinted with asking me who I've been with, and I told her you don't even want to know. I promise you, you don't want to know.
I think that's a thing.
What's a thing?
I think they may want to know more than we want to.
Oh, okay.
And I believe they may want to know because we're so rational. We're able to say, I know what I did, so it
Secure.
don't matter what you did. We're secure. And I think a lot of time I think we got to know who we. How do I say this politically correct?
Know your spouse.
You got to know your spouse. And if you know your spouse, you know what you're getting into, and you have to accept what you're getting into, as opposed to saying, I'm going to bring you around people and you won't know anything. Then I think that's a responsible thing to do. I think I agree with you guys at first to saying it was immature, and two, I was able to think about it. Like, if I took Jessica to I just said my wife's name and everything. Well, if I took her to my, if I took y'all, I know her at this point anyway. So if I took her to to my stomping grounds or to my college or whatever, and I just had her shaking and politicking with everybody, like that would just, I just feel like to me I would be being cruddy sometimes a little bit, like, and I don't want to be cruddy in the sense of saying shake hands with somebody that I slept with, or possibly be in the bathroom and get set up. And that, to me, I'm just saying that just from the simple fact for me, because I don't want my wife to get hurt. So I don't want something to be said and I can't control the situation. And if she asks me, I just feel like I'd be like, all right, this what you want to know or you don't want to know. And I'm going to be able to control the narrative.
You don't want your wife to be hurt. What exactly? What do you mean?
Like if somebody else says something.
Now, are you saying that's why you would tell her about everyone? Or
No.
Like, look,
No, I'm not even talking about telling her about everyone. I'm just saying controlling the narrative, like controlling who you go around. Like if you with me, you with me. Like we ain't all this skating around or asking questions or wanting to know
so
my
you
past.
take her to the class reunion, you gonna keep her in the seat? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not gonna keep her in the seat. I'm just saying that if we go, it ain't gonna be. It's not. I just think it's not a thing of saying my past is gonna be gonna control my now. And so asking me about what I did in school, or what I did, and I'm just gonna use school for example because that's my history or whatever. So I think her asking me about what I did in school would just be me saying I'm setting myself up for failure, and setting her up for being hurt, as opposed to saying, look, we not ready for that conversation because I know, deal with your wife according to knowledge. I know if I tell you, that's why I agree. I appreciate what Rick said, because I feel like if you tell her something that she's not ready for, you're going to put yourself in a position to say, now I'm failing for things I did 9, 10, 15 years ago when it's not important to the now. So me being with A, B, and C don't matter, but why do you want to know? Have you found out something that you didn't find out through me? And I think that's why I said that's a thing, because I feel like females talk. We talk in the locker rooms, and like Rick was saying earlier, if we talk, or if I was out there jumping off, that mean you was out there jumping off. So if we talk in the locker room, y'all talk. Oh, yeah. So no, I just believe like how I see so many movies where women go in the bathroom and they chatting immediately, or been out on dates with my guys and they like the girls get up at the same time. And I just don't want to be in a position where I'm like, nah, I ain't going there.
So at the end of the day, just don't ask and don't tell, right? Or
I think it's all about how you know your spouse.
Yeah,
to the relationship.
If you just gotta, hey, is this important to you? It's not important to me. Is it, you know what I'm saying? This is just communication between you and your spouse. You can't. I don't think it's some way that you can just overlay it over everybody, because some women may be concerned with that. You know what I'm saying? And some men may be concerned.
So
with that.
if
I kind of joke about it.
Go ahead. No. You kind of joke about it, huh?
Because
we want to laugh.
I know.
I'm already laughing because this dude is wild. Go ahead.
No, we you know, because I done been all around this place. You feel me? You know, and she know I done said that much. Like, yeah, you know me. Like, you know me. I'm pretty experienced. But, you know, we joke about it, you know, sometimes. And I can't even, like, give you an example.
A joke, yeah.
But I didn't laughed at it. And definitely she didn't gave me the eye. But we both know we joking. And I just brought that up to say just knowing your spouse.
Yeah.
Like, we can joke about different things.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, yeah. I'm sorry I can't give an example.
No, you
but
didn't. I'm not sure if we need one, brother. No, so if she wants to know, then just tread lightly. Be careful.
Thank you.
I would ask her why she wants to know. Like, personally, I would ask her why.
What's the benefit?
Yeah, what's the reason behind you asking?
As the more rational species, I think that is a fair question. Sometimes you have to appeal to a woman in a way that she like you like to say, and this is not dealing with women, but you like to let people hear themselves say something so that they can hear how it sounds.
Yeah, it sinks in.
Yeah. So
That's good.
as the more rational species, you definitely have to appeal to her in that way. Like the question, why is that important? Why do you really need to know that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes a woman can think like, you know what? I don't know. Never mind. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'm sorry. I got to interject.
You jump somewhere,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Where you
yeah,
go?
yeah.
No, you good, you good.
Because while I said we were joking about it, it'd get to the point where she say, "I don't
It's
even
serious.
want to know."
Yeah,
Right.
serious.
It
You know what I'm
is
saying?
serious. Yeah.
So, bam, they don't even they want to know, but they really don't want to know.
Because it opens up. It opens up. It can be for men and women. It opens up a can of worms. You start to become insecure.
For sure.
Like you,
Oh, yeah.
you walk into a room and it doesn't go like it's not the regular interaction. It's like
It's like an exhibit at the zoo.
yeah, it's like oh, has
What
she
if
been
they
with
didn't
this
listen to our
guy?
podcast, man?
Like an exhibit at the zoo.
Flashback.
just
Hey, you should
jumped
cut
out
into the flashback of him saying, I was talking about that.
Right. If you kill me, you kill me. You don't remember? You actually stated that. Like, you just kill me, and so you kill me.
I can explain that.
Can you explain? I always want to know what that means. Can you
Oh
explain?
man.
Logically explain.
No, you walk into a room and you're
man.
like, has she been with this guy? Has she been with this guy? Is she really telling me the truth about not being with this guy when I'm asking her?
Right.
And it just like it's not healthy, man.
That's
It
not
causes
healthy.
more.
Nah,
It causes
I ain't got
more.
time for that.
It
Yo,
causes
yeah.
more problems.
That's totally not
it causes
healthy.
more problems than anything.
That's
You know,
crazy.
one of my-
Men could be
I was gonna say
insecure.
that. Like,
Yeah.
why would you sit
You
with
said
that
yeah.
For sure.
brain?
One of my cousins said this to one of her dudes. She said, "I can't compete with your imagination." I was like,
Ooh,
Man, that's
strong.
real.
Ain't that something?
That's real.
that's strong.
Ain't that
man.
something?
Women
That's
slick
real.
with their tongue. They say some stuff.
I'm slicker, but
Hello.
I'm from a city where we
Hello.
speak, baby.
Hello.
But you know, just to go to add on to what you were saying, you walk into this room and you got all of these thoughts and scenarios. You know, how do you like your coffee, ma'am? How does she like her coffee?
What you mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey,
Oh, you like it with 2 creams, right?
I'm
How
the
did
only
you know that?
you approach that couple like, "Hey, my sister, how you doing? She all right?
Right. Y'all
You mean
related?
how she
Right.
doing?
Sister?
You mean how she doing?" Hey, little Duval told that joke one time. He was like, "She all right, player. This ain't what you want." He was like, "This ain't what you want. Get on away from her. She good." Hey, bro, I was just speaking. Like,
Right,
I spoke to you first. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? What's good? Nah. So, because I don't remember who just said it, but you're in the room and you like, did she sleep with that guy? Did she sleep with that guy? And we going down this, rabbit hole, I guess I could call it. You're with her, or, well, I guess we can't speak from a lady's point of view, but you're with her and you see an ex of hers. Like, what? And then maybe he goes, "Hey, like that embrace is something like no other." And then he might slide at you like, "Bro,
Give you
not
that look.
real.
Give you that look.
that's not real."
Like I know.
What does that mean? That's not real.
That's
Like
not
that
happening in
that
real
ain't
life. That's not
in your world, you
They
mean?
that
Like,
disrespectful.
That's not
that'd be a
happening in real
fight.
life.
you not tolerating that? In other
Not
words,
happening in real life, bro.
Hey,
you don't
that
think
can't-
you don't think that could
Man,
happen?
you can tell by the way I walk. I ain't from around here.
Hey.
That is not happening
That's
in real
too
life.
disrespectful right there. Bro.
Yeah, that's disrespectful. I'm like, we gotta fight. Just,
Man, wait a minute.
That's not happening in real life.
Tommy, you gave him the shoulder nod too. Like,
Hey,
wasn't there an episode on Martin where Martin was like he was asking about
Yeah, they
he was
both
single.
went out with their
Yeah,
exes or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. That was one of the funniest ones.
Oh, it's gonna be
He
entertaining.
said you got a good lady in Gina.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't need
I
you to
think
tell
it
me
was
that.
like Keith Washington or something, like a famous singer.
That's it. That's it.
It was like, Gina.
That's it.
Oh yeah, they were singing together.
Yeah, they were singing on the piano.
Now that sounds cold.
Martin lost his
Hey.
mind, didn't he?
Yeah.
Martin played that better than me,
Hey.
bro.
Yeah.
He did much better than me in that situation.
You know,
Oh, now you singing?
you touched on something like the way you carry yourself
Hey.
It's for real.
is definitely real, and you know, I don't know how to exactly word it, but dudes know what they can and cannot get away with simply by how you carry yourself. I mean, yeah, we talking about with with the spouse or whatever's whatever, but just period, like the way you carry yourself, cats can look at you and know like how to approach you. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
What to say, what not to say. So I mean, you touched on something that's real. That's real. That boy said, "Nah,
Not in real life,
that's
Irvin.
not yet.
Man, come on.
It's not a thing, huh?"
Knock it off.
You funny. Man.
Hell, man.
Oh
When he
man,
did the whole example, I'm like, this can't be. They do that, bro.
Like, sheesh.
I just be sitting
Man.
and thinking, man.
No, that was a yeah.
I be thinking.
I
like,
think cats do violate
how
like
would?
that.
Oh no. That's a fact.
We just said in our real life.
Yeah.
In our world.
Cats definitely do violate like that, and that's why I brought that scenario up, because it all depends on the way you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? It definitely does. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you have ever been approached that way, you know, you might. I don't know. You might want to check your.
Pulse or
Check your
temperature.
You know what I'm
Check
saying?
yourself.
My cousin used to be like, when I step into a room, these cats adjust they gangster.
I'm
Oh,
telling
yeah.
you.
He used to say that.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean? So, you know, you might want to adjust your gangster if you've ever been approached in
Man.
that type of way.
I hear you. Now let me ask y'all this, because
Nah, but it's definitely a thing,
my
though.
mind running, and so we all know
Mm-hmm.
our wives work outside the house. This ain't it ain't the '60s. We always talking about the '60s earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So what about women being approached, or your wife being approached while you're not there? Because I get y'all saying like it's happening, leaning to you when you ain't there. But what if you found out your wife was inappropriately spoke to or was approached the wrong way when you're not there? What would be the response?
She's a representation of me. She's shutting it down.
Okay.
There you go.
Plain
And
and
but
simple.
now his question was if the man was inappropriately, approaching your wife, not so much the response of your wife just yet.
Give your
though.
story.
So
Give your story. Talk about that one time when you took off work.
off top. Dang, bro, you know too many stories.
Yeah, I
about
know too
stuff.
many
like,
stories.
You know
This
too
a
many.
good one though. This a good
Oh
one.
man, you out cold for that too,
He
bro.
did you. You gotta give it now.
Got
But,
to.
You don't got to. You
No,
don't
and
have to.
and I will, just so people know my temperature.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a big deal. That's why I said it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was that day.
I mean,
For
no.
sure.
I mean, I thought it would be okay for me to.
No, that's actually good. Somewhat good example. But right after church, my missus, she go to Walmart. She walk into the car, and we stay. Y'all know where I stay. We right across the street from Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
So dude tried to wave her down. She just kept walking. Bingo. Taught her well.
Word.
So she gets home though. We right across the street. Oh boy, followed her. You know what I'm saying? Like parked right behind her car and still trying to wave her down. So she ran to the crib, got the mace and got the knives ready, and just locked the doors. So I flew out. I was about to kill somebody that day. Like I had my pistol on me. I said if I see anybody there, I'm just shooting. I'm not asking. Now I want y'all. I'm not gangster. I'm not gangster whatsoever. I was praying the whole time. Like, Lord, I don't want to have to do nothing crazy, but I'm going to do something crazy if I see anybody behind my wife's car or just pacing anywhere, because I was going to light them up. In fact, it was so real that I took off work several days and just posted outside. What was the color of the car? What type of car? Shots was going to ring. Seriously. So, hey, that's what
Hey,
it
B.
was.
Irv, like, yeah, that sounds about right.
But her
That sounds like something I do.
you know, oh no, Cass was gonna get lit up. Dudes was gonna get lit up 100%. But her response was A1. You know, I can appreciate that. In fact, there was a part of me that, man, I wish he would just be standing outside my door, because I would light him up. And the Lord knew it, I believe. Well, I can't say the Lord believe. He knows.
Yeah.
I would have lit him up because I was just ready to kill him. You know, you ain't go threaten, you know,
Man,
any of my
that's-
family members,
that's
let
tough.
alone my wife.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Threaten or make her feel any type of way.
Uncomfortable,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So I really didn't even like the environment after that because I thought about it. Like, she couldn't go to that Walmart for a while because it was just too close to our home. And like, cats is nuts, apparently. But yeah, it was about to be a dead man. It was about to be a dead man, and I was ready for them years, if possible, if necessary. I was ready, for sure. But I thank God. And that's why it's important for us to pray over our family. You know, like, we may think it's a light thing to say, you know, keep your angels around my wife, keep your angels around my kids.
Not
Oh,
a light
no,
thing.
It's not a light thing. The Lord charges the angels to protect and guide. The Bible says the angels are before his face daily. What do we do? What you want us to do? Charge them, Lord. Be around them. You know what I'm saying? So we have to continue to pray. There's a power, and like your bro said, and this is what I was thinking about when your partner said, when I walk into a room, you know, they recognize my gangster. Yeah, they even now, of course, you already know where I'm going. They recognize the anointing on us. Period.
Yes, sir.
We not walking timid. I tell my wife every morning, walk boldly and speak with your head up. Speak with your head up, not speaking with your head down. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. This is every morning I tell that woman. You got your blade on you, you got your mace on you. Be observant. When it's nighttime, for one, and I like you, Irvin, she ain't even, you know, having her drive at night. But if she is, look, ain't no texting while you walk into the house.
Right.
I need you looking around.
Right.
Be observant every day. You feel me? Because I'm not going to always be here.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Man,
You answer
Just
my
know I'm
question.
ready for them
He
years.
said you answered my
answered my
question.
I'm ready for them years, though.
Word.
That's for y'all, too, though. Believe me.
yeah, that's a strong story right there, man.
Yeah.
That's,
It's real. But, you know, it's real. It's, you know, we're in the world. We're not of it. There's things that we need to experience. You know, we got to experience this. And it lets me know that I really do love this woman. You feel me? We could be at each other's throats, but I dare anyone to say, do anything. I'm ready for them years. And I'm not gangster. I'm not gangster whatsoever. But it's just certain things, certain people. I'm ready for them years.
Who are you trying to convince?
No, he didn't brought it up. Man.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
already
saying?
know,
He
I already
done brought
know.
it up. It's just
subjects
necessary.
Like that, man.
Yeah,
That's one of them. That is scary, bro.
it was heavy,
Yeah.
bro.
That's
It was heavy. It was a real situation. It was real heavy, for sure.
And man, I'm even with my wife with her job, bro. Like you know, she got to go knock on doors.
Yeah.
I mean, to this point where I don't know if I can say it on camera.
Say it
I
on
be
camera.
almost finna follow her.
I hear
As she
you.
go knock on doors, but she definitely got the cell phone on her. Got
Yeah.
the
Peace.
on speakerphone, and I got my phone muted so they can't hear me talking. And I'm every door she knock on,
Yeah,
I'm there
Word.
too.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Oh yeah, I'm there too.
Yes, sir. I'm ready for them years. That just sounded good. I like that phrase. You know what I'm saying?
You went back to Walmart.
Yeah,
You went back.
You
though.
definitely went back to
He
Walmart.
gonna go home looking for a black car.
Boy
Black
said,
car
I'm
behind my
ready.
wife car. Wait a minute.
Man, I took off several days.
I ain't never heard this story.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
one
well,
of
you
them.
ain't got to share everything.
Yeah,
You
that was
know?
one of them ones.
Oh, boy, I got him.
Oh man, this was a good one, man. This was a good one. It took its twists and turns as we usually do. You know what I'm saying? We always end up on another note than the original note, but you know, it's always relative and it's always all good, man. Let's put a button on it though. Mike,
You gonna hit me first.
Yeah.
In the middle of yawn, huh?
Yeah.
My bad. Go ahead. What's you
Put a
saying
button
end
on it. Promiscuity, promiscuousness, and everything that we've covered. At the end of the day,
it?
the moral of the story is
As a man of God, and here in 2018, that it is it's my duty to control the narrative. And as a dad, I just feel like what I want put out there, I'm gonna put out there, and what I don't want put out there, I'm gonna control so my kids won't see it. And I think I'm very conscious of that. So I don't want my kids to find out something before I let them know. So be careful who you allow your family around, what spirits you connected to, and be mindful of your past. And I think you said earlier to me, you responded to me, was throwing in the sea for forgiveness. That's something God controls, and just praying for forgiveness. Just literally like being in
There
that
it
prayer
is.
closet saying, God, forgive me for what I did. And I think if God forgives you, you can't allow no man to hold it over your head, if it's your spouse or not. You literally have to say, God has forgiven me for it, and I'm not going to bring it up. Like, what I did was my sin, and I'm forgiven for it. Like, he died. He died on the cross for real. It ain't it wasn't by
Alright.
mistake, or it wasn't like it's not a fictional story. It's real.
Yes, sir.
It happened. So to me, I'm like, nah. I'm a Christian. I move past that. I'm a one woman man. I love my wife to death. What'd you say? I love you
To life.
to life. I love my wife to life, and it's real. So that's my thing on it. Like, it happened, but I'm forgiven.
Word be earth. Put a button on it, bro.
I just got something from this. This is good conversation. Because a lot of people go into depression because of things like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we all of us say the only reason we were able to come from this was the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So, and man, don't let these type of situations drag you down deep into depression. The Lord can bring you out of it.
Yes, sir.
Plain and simple.
Dope. That's dope right there. Mav, put a button on it, bro.
Man, if it doesn't bother the Lord, it doesn't bother me. Whatever.
Hey, boom. Drops mic. Exit stage right.
Take it off and drop it. He did it. I mean,
Put a button on it, Drew.
It should not matter. If you love the person that you're with, then you love them. It shouldn't matter. The past really shouldn't matter.
Yes,
Don't be worried about it. I'm talking to the men right now. I'm not talking to the lady. I'm talking to the men. Don't let your ego get in the way of you loving somebody because you're worried about who they've been with or how many times they've been with the person. Just love that woman. Like,
Yes,
make it a competition. Just be the best man that you can be to that woman.
I take it.
That's all that matters. Push on, brother. Push on.
I accept.
Absolutely. That's what's up, man. Man, y'all done took the words out of my mouth for sure. I mean, that's definitely why I wanted to have this conversation, because I know that there are some people who feel guilty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even being on this side, even being, in the army of the Lord, so to speak, they still have that guilt. You know what I mean? And so, knowing the things that, and we kept it light. I know I kept it light as far as my past, you know what I'm saying? But knowing the things that we've been through, and man, you don't have to feel guilty.
mm-hmm.
You don't have to feel guilty. That's not even a thing. Like, there is now, therefore, no
No
condemnation
for those who are in Christ.
to them that are in Christ Jesus. Get in Christ, man. Get in Christ. You don't got to feel guilty about your past. You can own it. You can own it, and then you can talk about it to someone that's going through, so that you can help them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we here for, man. That's definitely what we here for. you know, be the best man you can be in regards to your relationship with your wife. You know, that don't mean be perfect. You know what I'm saying? You know, hurt is a thing. Hurt is inevitable. You know what I'm saying? But it's how you get through that. You know what I'm saying? Don't have so much ego that you know, not willing to apologize. You know what I'm saying? You gotta apologize sometimes, man, because especially when you a alpha male, you know what I'm saying? You say some stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can say some stuff, and your wife be like, "I can't believe you just said that to me." But
Lord help us.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta just be willing to, you know, make it right. Make it right. Setting boundaries is a thing as well. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta set boundaries. You know, in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, like, look, this is what it was. I'm with you now. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to go there. We ain't got to do this. We ain't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm being vague, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like, set boundaries, man, in your relationship. And let the Lord have his way.
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
Let the Lord have his way. And on that note, it's like, nah, but we just want to thank you. Thank you. If you made it this far, round of applause for you. Thank you for your support, man. This has been the Honor Among Men podcast. And, man, we just want you to follow us. Follow us. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I'm forgetting one. SoundCloud. The Flowers Now Network. All one word. Follow us. Thank you. Like, subscribe, comment. And we'll see y'all next time, man. Peace.